lovely. Hello and video. Hello, and welcome to another One Lion of Code. I am One Lion. This is awesome. Peter just told us that JetBrains is going over B unit today. Oh, that is so cool. I was on morning stand-up, and then of course meetings happen after morning stand-up because we can't just do morning stand-up without needing to talk about random things for 30 minutes and then having discussions about work-related things that other people need me for some reason. I like raisins. Wait, did they just go offline? Pasta. I need... No! I'm too late. Had I been paying attention, I would have been able to see it. Do they do VODs? Because I am absolutely interested in knowing what they say about B unit. I hope they do VODs. All right. Anyway, hi. Hello. Welcome to this stream. I haven't even been able to do anything ever. Announcements. No, stream announcements. Yes. Lion is live on... Lion lives live on Twitch. I don't know why I chose to type that, but I did. So it's there. Hi, welcome to the stream. Today is Wednesday. Another fantastic day to be a developer. I am eating Nutella bread because I was trying to have a snack before the stream started, so I wouldn't be extremely hungry by the time we finished the stream. And yeah, I wasn't able to eat much of it, so I'm eating it now. I was thinking though, since it's called Nutella, do you think that means that the old version of it was called Old Tella or just Tella? And do we refer to it as Old Tella now, since there's a new Tella? Noms. Okay. I am going to make my head smaller so that you don't have to see me chewing so much. And in fact, I haven't had to use this for a while. And I forgot that I have it. And that is... Nom nom nom. Nom 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 nom. Okay. So if you are unfamiliar with this stream, what we do here is Blazor full stack development. And we have lots of fun with it. I used to be able to stream my entire day job. Unfortunately, I got a new job where I cannot stream the work that I do, but we are still doing Blazor development on a stream project called the Financial Management Calculator. My bot. My bot. Oh yeah, I did want to know, the thing that happened was they just finished. So I'm hoping they have a VOD because I really am interested in seeing it. And the reason the nom noms is up is because I'm eating a Nutella bread. And the reason you don't see anything happening on the screen is because my bot is not listening to chat at the moment. There it goes. I'm getting chocolate all over my face. Or hazelnut, or whatever. You know what I mean. Music is too quiet for me. Okie dokie. Once I finish eating this thing, we will take off. But the financial management tracker application that we've been working on the stream is open source, available on GitHub. Feel free to check it out. Feel free to contribute. I have a few issues open that would be fun to have. We're currently working on a calculator functionality, but a quick whirlwind tour of the app is coming right up. How can I debug statements and where to see those? That's not specific enough. I need more context, please. Oh, how can I add debugger statements? For what type of project? Because there are a few approaches that you can use. But still, what type? Are you doing Blazor WebAssembly? Are you doing Blazor Server, MVC, ASP Razor Pages? I'll just show you all of those because it's pretty much the same. I guess it's just whether you are trying to show debug stuff in the client versus on server side or API or whatever you want to call it. So if you're doing client side debugging where you just want to see some statements and maybe it's good enough for you to see it in the console, that will only work with Blazor WebAssembly. But you have a thing available to you in .razor files. Actually, just about anywhere as long as it's going to be on the client, be running on the client. So here's my calculator.razor. And let's say that I wanted to see every single time this method got hit, I wanted to see a message in my console. So I would use console.writeLine, show changed. And then here is new show, for example. So I save that. By the power of hot reload, I have to rebuild my app. Yes, it's exactly how that should happen. No. So now when show changes, then you'll see that I now have a message in my console. However, if you are running using .NET Watch, this can be used everywhere. This next technique can be used everywhere as long as you have access to your output, to your debug console. So if you push F5 to run with the debugger attached, it'll show up in your output. If you push Control F5 with Kestrel set up, so you're running the application as a standalone application. Essentially, it's its own web server listener thingy, web host. Then you will see it in the window that pops up in the shell that pops up in the bash. It's not really bash. It's more like command prompt, I guess. It's more like a command prompt except not a prompt. But anyway, it kind of looks like this. So you'll get this. So you can use debug.writeLine instead. Debug.writeLine needs system.diagnostics, first of all, but does not work in client side. You won't see that here without doing a special trick. I don't know the trick by heart, but you can tell your debug sync, output sync, to be console as well as your regular output window, standard out. So watching this one down here, when I go to my calculator and show changed, we should have seen show changed in debug. Interesting. So when I said that it doesn't work with WASM, I meant it. Yeah. I don't think I was lying about that. I was starting to doubt myself. So let me refresh. Oh. Oh. We weren't even getting output. Let's try again. Okay, so now the app is running. Hit that. Yeah. Okay, so we're definitely not seeing the debug.write line here. However, if I went to a server side method, for example, our lookup lists service, lookup item service, whatever I called it, we will do a notification every time we try to get items. Debug.write line, getting lookup items of type of T lookup item Voo model. Okay, so we should see this message, however, when we navigate to this page. That's going to be hard to find. Wait, it needed to rebuild. I was like, we should have seen one by now. Okay. Still concerning. We should have seen one by now. Oh, goodness. Why are you being so painful? Anyway, we should be able to see stuff from debug.writeLine in our output. Oh, except I know why we aren't seeing it. This is specifically debug.writeLine. So when you use debug.write or debug.writeLine, a debugger must be attached. At this point in time, we don't have a debugger attached. But if we run the application with the debugger attached, debuggers, let's say we ran the Blazor WebAssembly version. Juice. Does anyone see set as startup project? I'm so blind. There was another push. Shared. Okay. Yes, please. Running as Kestrel. Arigato gozaimasu. We are running as Kestrel, right? That's what that was. That wasn't the IIS certificates. Yeah, running Kestrel. Okay, so as soon as the application pops up, we're going to be blinded. Oh, I'm still nomming. It was tasty though. I'm back. I probably got hazelnut all over my face too. Oh, hi. Again, I was lurking on all of your stream yesterday. Couldn't really say much. It's been a thing. We're not even that close to release yet. And then Irish John's question, it was like, I want to help with that too, because that's one of the things that I love doing is refactoring link statements or lambda expressions, as it were. Okay, so real quick, before I lose my place, when we go here, we're going to see getting lookup meow. Okay, so because I'm using the debug.writeLine, you saw up here a whole bunch of statements that said, these are all of my queries for them. There, maybe. No, oh, you jerk. Took me back down to the bottom. That's what's going on. Okay. Anyway, you can see them there-ish. If it wasn't so jumpy, you saw some statements that said getting lookup items for there. Got it. Stay. Getting lookup items for this type. So that's what the debug.writeLine does for you. It only works when the debugger is attached, unless you have very specific syncs that it outputs to. Okay, so did that answer your question, Gilgamesh? Was that actually what you were looking for? When you are running on the client, you can use console.writeLine on your client-side code. Otherwise, everywhere else you can use debug.writeLine when you have the debugger attached. You can also use iLogger all the time. So you get an iLogger for free with modern .NET project types, and they give you a default implementation of Logger that you can customize in your program.cs. But an example usage of iLogger, let's say in my lookup item service, I ask for an I, and I would recommend using iLogger Factory, because you might not need the logger every single time. So instead of getting an instance generated every time, you just get the iLogger Factory, which will create an instance for you. Anyway, iLogger Factory. And then when you're ready to do a log, so let's say in my exception handling, I wanted to see the full exception, and then not even if debug, I would do this all the time. Then I'd get a logger. And then this type here is just whatever type you want to associate with this message that you're going to log out. And then you can do logger factory dot log error, not logger factory, your new instance of logger dot log error. You can log information, you can log warning, and this will typically, I believe, oh, I'm gonna lie about that one. I don't know this for sure, but I believe by default it will use your output, your standard out, as well as one other, not console. So console, again, console.writeLine is for the client side. Yeah. And here I just want to log the exception. That's it. You can't just log the exception. You have to actually have a message with it. Not optional. Okay. Happened. Console pipe not dot console is 1. This is true. Bitwise or of something or not that something is 1. Okay, anyway, so let's test it out. Let's just do, again, the debug.watch. Except I want to do this up here. We're not going to see it unless I cause an exception. I don't want to cause an exception. Or do I? Maybe I do. Maybe I just want to go into this try and be like, throw new argument exception. I'm not really arguing. As much as I am proving why you are wrong. There we go. Let's find out what happens here in our PowerShell. I was about to call this a console. In our developer PowerShell, where we have done a .NET watch, we'll see if we can get logger messages coming out. Oh, that's create. Dag nabbit. That's fine though. That's fine. We'll still be able to fake this. Okay, so app is running. We go here. We go list management, and we create some new item so that we can see our error. I'm going to have this open to see if it shows up in console. Okay, and there you go. We don't get it in console, but I am certain I saw it fly by. Over here. Nope, I sure didn't. Okay, well that's a fun one. So that one would require some research. Oh wait, yeah, it showed up here. Good grief. So it showed up right here. Normally, my error would not show up because I am doing proper error handling and then telling my UI there was an exception. And here's what the exception was. It's expected. It was well, I guess it's not really an expected exception. I should be handling specific exceptions, and anything that is not one of those exceptions, I really shouldn't. What are you talking about, Thindle? Stop apologizing. So every time that you apologize, it makes me think you're looking for attention. Just speak. It's an open forum. Chat, man. Chat. So anyway. So here is my logger.log error, and it is showing just by .NET Watch. Error happen. I'm not really arguing as much as I am proving why you're wrong. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with stealing chat at all. Okay, so anyway, that's loggers. This is why using a logger is good, because you'll see it in .NET Watch, you'll see it in debug mode, and if you have it configured, you'll see it in your event log on your server. So you have a whole bunch of syncs that you can configure your logger to output to. Could be a file, rolling file, for example. Could be a database. Could be your event log on the system, if your system that you're running your application on has an event log. But yeah, absolutely love this approach. Okay, and there you go. So I don't know why I didn't really do it with this application, but I really have been using Logger Factory with every single one of my other applications. Am I laggy again? Because I keep feeling like I'm freezing every few seconds. Like there, I can't scroll. Okay, so anyway, that's done. We are back to life, back to reality. And I am going to read through this stolen chat when you guys are allowed to chat about whatever you want. And I will choose whether or not to read everything. Okay, so Thindle was talking about his stream yesterday, which was pretty cool, by the way. I just wasn't able to participate or pay attention as much. But I felt like an idiot, but Scott saved me. All hail Scott. Scott is amazing. Scott is awesome. Thank you so much for helping where you can, Scott, wherever you happen to be at the moment. And if you're lurking, don't come out to lurk just to say anything. But we solved it in the end, and that's what's important. And then we talked to Gilgamesh some more. Console, not console. I need to start splitting my tabs like that. I always put them side by side, but when I'm not on my 4K monitors, it's yeah. And Peter said, solution, fix the problem by changing everything to 4K. Absolutely. I'm also bad at logging. Then Peter said to Thindle, meanwhile, I did that on my gaming PC. It was a bad decision because I prefer smooth graphics over proper resolution. So I run, Thindle said to Peter, I run 1440p and zoomed in because stream. Like, do you actually set your OS zoom or do you just do the browser tab? Inquiring minds want to know. Maybe I could zoom out one system? What do you guys think? Is the code too big? What code? My code is. Like, I keep zooming out little by little. That's why I have word wrap turned on every now and then. And I love the keyboard shortcut for word wrap because it's disgusting. So EW, Control EW for eel, word wrap, eel. Do you get it? It has nothing to do with going to edit and going to word wrap or anything, but it's, yeah. Ew. Are you nullable? And I'm not doing a null check? Isn't, how? We're doing modern application development on this stream. We have nullability turned on and we're just completely ignoring null checks. All right. Kid, you either need to make that argument not null or do a null check on this. This guy, he's so weird. Okay, so Thindle says, I am looking for attention and I've got problems with taking up space. No, I'm kidding, sorry. Peter responded to that saying, I seriously think all streams should have font set to max 35 to 40 lines. Hey, that's what I have. 35 to 40 lines per section. Not helpful. Still needs to be a total of like 35 to 40 lines. I agree. I forgot that I had zoomed out until I was just talking about it, by the way. And then Deflex was like, hey, I mean, it's more like a yee. I never really know how to pronounce it. Oh yeah, there's nothing wrong with stealing chat. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Larger. I love some larger. Oh. And then Peter said, the training videos do like 20 lines of code, which is unbearable to actually use, but setting your font so it can fit to 35 lines or so is ideal in my opinion. You know what I'm curious about? What exactly does the regular magnifying glass do? What is this? Oh, I can't even see what it looks like for you guys. Oh yeah, I can. Okay. So regular magnifying works. That's fine. Oops. Oh my goodness. Go away, magnifier. Where are we at? When I've got the bottom tools closed, yeah, I usually keep them collapsed for the most part, unless I'm actively watching. Oh no. 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 Wait, that's new. I don't know if you just saw what I did. I'll show you in a second. But that looked new to me. Or maybe it's been around forever, but I kind of remember just constantly struggling with trying to zoom the UI itself. Zoom Visual Studio's UI. Oh, look at that. Holy cow. I said I'll show you later, but I'm really excited about that. That was really nice to see. And then Dindle said mine is around 40. When I've got the bottom tools closed, I'd say Lions is at 50-ish, but I zoomed in just recently. And then Peter said to Thindle, yeah, that's the other thing. I make sure to hide every other tool window, but I do anyway on off stream. I make sure to hide every tool window, but I do anyway on off stream. And this is good for Zoom calls too, by the way. Yep, absolutely. If you do remote screen sharing, absolutely agree. I'll be doing some more of that in today's client meeting because I got some features to show off, some more accessibility improvements, as well as UI recommendations that were made to me, and I have some options for them. And then Thindle said, best case, I have code and tab list open, but sometimes I forget. Yeah, so a lot of times I keep my Solution Explorer closed because I have the items that I'm working on open in my side tabs. I just wish you could collapse this too. Yeah, all you can do is float and set. On the plus side of yesterday's stream, my normally 2-hour stream turned into a 3.5-hour stream, and I got my first ever level 4 hype train because Duca Soft and Sir Black Souls are insane, and Sir Black Soul gave me a gift subscription to your stream, which was really nice of them. That's very cool. I run my browser tab as normal, but my code is zoomed in. Windows Zoom is default. Cool. Yeah. I have to, the reason I asked that is because I have to code my UI for minimum resolution 1280 by 720 at 150%. So it's essentially 1020 by 768 is the minimum resolution that we support, or something like that. Which is very different than just saying 1280 by 720. But officially, we only support 1280 by 720. And up. Word wrap should be illegal. If you need to wrap, you wrap it manually. Not always. Not always. I disagree with that statement, but I'm allowed to. Like this one, yeah. I mean, this should be on the next line for me. I like having my constraint, my generic constraint on the next line. I don't mind that. I really don't know who wrote this code though. There are so many things that are like, I don't write that way. I don't code that way. I don't know what's going on. All right, anyway, catching up still. Only magnify to show something specific. I use it tons to mark code, boxes, and pointers. Yeah, you use it really well. Regular magnifying glass gives viewers motion sickness. Absolute. And you're world champion at doing the zoom in highlight thing. You're maybe the best in the world at it. Aw, that's so nice of you. The tabs you have open aren't that interesting for us. Code is. Absolutely, yeah. True. And I really, really, really wish I could tell these to auto collapse as well. Like I have another layout that I like to use. which is this one, which is what we're looking at, by the way, full expanded. But I also have my default layout, which is the one where the Solution Explorer is showing, Git changes, Copilot are showing, the output window is showing. So then I can always just, switch back and forth between them easily. I just prefer this one. Where were we? So big code, small UI. Yeah. Is it appreciated, or do I do it too much? No, it's very appreciated. It's helpful. Exactly, yeah. Peter just said it. It's helpful. He said it way before I said it. And then he said, I'll be honest, I'm a stream listener on 99% of the stream times. And what everyone does on screen doesn't really matter to me. Big lurker. Big lurker energy. Does that make you Big L energy? Because it's also your name. This is my workday, and I am testing a small change to a vendor Helm chart. I'm sorry. That's worse than mobile. Okay, I don't even know what a Helm chart is. Oh no, I apologize. 100% allowed to disagree with anything I say, or agree, or quantum both, and none at the same time. Very good, yes. Thank you. I do love me some quantum physics. I didn't even know you could save layouts. Oh yeah, oh man. I only have 2, but I used to have like 6 that I toggled between. Like, one of my favorites is having the Solution Explorer. Well, this thing is usually expanded first. Having the Solution Explorer down here when I am not using the... I hate that you can't shift click. When I'm not using the split view, so that I still have all of my horizontal space that I would, and at the same time I can still get to my Solution Explorer if I need to, or Git, because I usually have that down there too. I may as well set this up now. Let's do it. You go there, Teams Explorer, we'll go there. Okay, and then I will call this one so you can see what saving a layout looks like. Compact. Oh no, except that I saved it with the Team Explorer selected. So it will save that. When you change back to this layout, it'll resume everything the way that it was. What I don't know is what happened to my zoom level in my output window. Like, I did not do anything except for start the magnifier, and that caused my output window's zoom to just explode. And that's terrible. I mean, it's good for me because I can read it, but if I'm trying to show you something, that's pretty terrible. Okay, so now that I have mostly caught up with chat, first of all, I'm going to say hello to Napalm. Hello, Napalm. Second, I am going to save over that one so that you can see that you can overwrite existing layouts just by saving it and typing the same name. And then you can use Control-Alt and then a number key to go to your saved layout. And my default is Control-Alt-2. Bless you. Very nice. So much fun. Napalm says, I wanted to tell ya, did you know the Windows calculator is open source? Might help you write your calculator. I don't want to use another thing to write my calculator. That's the thing. I just wanted to have fun writing a calculator, you know? I just wanted to do a B&E. I didn't actually want to steal anything. Oh yes, I appreciate it though. Appreciate you. Just remember that our stream is all about just having fun with code. It doesn't really mean that we're going to, or that is my primary focus, is doing something that I can still enjoy doing as a stream community, which is Blazor development, full stack development, now cross-platform, which matters a lot to me because that's the content that I used to do 6 to 8 hours a day, every day of the week. And I wanted to continue doing that in some form now that I have this job where I'm not really allowed to stream my workday. That's the word I'm looking for. So that's what we're doing. And the secondary, but also equally important thing that I wanted to do is use current programming practices and strategies, project structure, code first, not code first, TDD type stuff. And yeah, just go through everything the proper way. We don't need BitGamey's page open anymore. Unless he wants me to do anything with it. Yeah, man. I really need to tell him next time I'm on his stream that I am happy to help him out with any of his web content needs, even if it's just static content. Okay, so I am scrolled up a little bit in chat so that I don't lose my place, but we are going to look at the code and do something with it. In our last episode, sticky. In our last episode, oh wait, this goes up here, the tests. Tests go down here. We somehow ended up getting all of the tests to pass, like a magic. It was very magical. So let's see if that's still the case, because I have restarted Visual Studio since then, and you know that if you restart Visual Studio, all of your tests fail. Oh, and it looks like maybe we started setting up a new test that we wanted to get to work. Okay, cool. All right, so we'll look at that. So all of the tests but one. This song is awesome. Man, I like that a lot. Okay, so yes, here we go. Every test passes except the one that we were doing the next TDD thing for. You're no longer a to-do. And we're and then the thing that I just found out, Control-Shift+ and Control-Shift- now controls the scale of the font of Visual Studio. It doesn't change the icon sizes though. But I guess really the only thing that that I would use that for is my tabs. Is my tab list. So when I'm working on the couch on a screen, that screen is further away and the tabs list is even further away because it's on the left side of the screen and I sit pretty close to the right side of the screen. So I would like the ability to make these fonts bigger, and you can now do it without needing to go into tools, options, fonts and colors, blah, 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 blah. Cool, so I think they're replacing the default Control-TT in Visual Studio to combine both go to all and the top search box. So this Control-Q, I use Control comma because it's one less keystroke. So it'll search for the code and settings and actions. I wouldn't like that though. I really like having this be just code that I search for. Yeah, I would not want this thing to perform the same functions as this. But Peter likes it. I don't. think it's coming in 17.8 or 18. I don't know. And he gave us a link. It'll be one of the buttons above. Yeah. So I would like, as long as it saves whatever I have selected up here, then I'll be fine. Like, can I? Yeah, no, that's not good though. Like, it looks like you can only have one active at a time. So unless they give me the option to check all of them except for the menu options or whatever they're going to call it. Well, so far, no. So maybe in the preview it will be there. Or 17.8 or 18, whichever one it's going to show up in. I don't have preview installed on this machine, I don't think. But I do on that one. Open in main window, use hotkey to move to secondary window. I have no idea what I'm talking about for the record. Yeah, that kind of seemed a little disjointed. A little out of the blue. Someday out of the blue. Okay, we need to get this test to pass. The thing that I would like to happen here is to be able to push an input and then an operator followed by another operator and have it not do the calculation until I put in another input and then operator or equal sign. The edge case that I don't know how to handle yet would be you push an operator followed by the equal sign. Did that perform the operation with 0? Or is it a type of donut? You know, with 2 T's. I see 2 T's in that word. I don't have any behind the scenes input on that. Yeah, that's fine. We'll just mirror, like, the thing that I was doing with the Windows calculator is seeing the behavior that's expected. And then I like to use that to code it myself because it's like, oh, yeah, I guess that is the way that I would like it to behave. But you can see that I do have minor changes because there are things that I prefer, like having the current operator be whatever this is called, listed as active. Itchy nose. Okay, so in order to get this test to pass, we are looking at inputs. Wasn't I already on it, or did I scroll? I don't remember scrolling. Anyway, inputs like 1 times plus. And then anytime that we do a times and then a plus after, it's giving us 0 because it's using 0 as the mathematical operator. So what I think is happening is after pushing the operator button, I am not setting this back to not dirty. She said not dirty. And I think that's all that I have to do. Oh, and then put a constraint on my perform calculation. So let's go to the calculator code behind, which is up. I'm already there. So after we push an operator, if we are not pushing the submit button, then where is our not submit? Okay, then we should set input equal to, or dirty equal to false. Do we want to do that in the clear? Do we want to do that in the regular clear? I think so. We'll see what it does. Input dirty. Oh man, now everything is tiny. What did I do? Excuse me, zoom? Not the app, the magnifier. If I zoom again and I mouse over, no, it's still tiny. Did I accidentally push something that caused the... Oh my gosh, that's bothering me. Scale? Zoom? Other context menu, that's in Database Designer. Execution plan. OR Designer. Yeah, no. And this is specifically in the text editor. I don't think there's anything that I pushed that is causing my console output. And where did my PowerShell? Here's an idea. Like magic. All right. What do we got? Did it fix? Are you good? Are we there? Did we win? Please say yes. Gomenasai. I mean, onegai. I just apologized to it. Okay, here we go. And if any one of you can do the Mario voice, do that. Do that in your head. We're not going to see any output yet. Oh no. Okay, so there's something that I pushed that caused my output font size to scale. And I have no clue what it was. Nice. Insert Mario death fail sound. It's a me, Mario. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it. Oh, okay. So we set input to dirty to false. Sorry, we set input dirty to false, so that after we push an operator and we push the clear button, then we are essentially saying that our input has not been manipulated yet. We have not entered any new input. This is just the default value that we got. Ergo, and therefore, ooh, I wonder if it would be too confusing for me to only display the displayed input number if input is dirty. Oh, excuse me. So this 0 should go away, letting the user know that the application is not running. Obviously. Oh my gosh. I am not. Stop telling me that I'm distracted. I am not distracted. I'm paying full attention to you. Random question. Did you use Bootstrap or anything for the UI on this project? I did not use Bootstrap on this project. I rolled my own CSS from the beginning. I immediately removed any included CSS frameworks, CSS libraries, whatever you want to call it. My service desk ticket has been put on hold. Oh my gosh. So one of the funnest things happened. My Sagetti issued laptop had a Windows update, and I think they're also pushing out new group policies or something. I put my available times on there. So yeah, you're not going to reach me on Teams outside of those available times. Anyway, whatever it's called. Anyway, they pushed out MDM stuff. MDM, that's mobile device. Whatever the one for Windows is called, Software Center. Anyway, they enabled Windows Hello, I think is a group policy thing. And so the Intune, I think, yeah, you're right. In words, when I started it this morning, it had me configure my yesterday actually, it had me configure my biometrics. And then when I got into the operating system, it had me configure Windows Hello, which is PIN and or face and or biometrics while you're logged in to access all of your passwords and stuff. But at some point during all of that, it lost the ability to connect to my home Wi-Fi network. And every single time that I try to connect, it just goes straight to can't connect to this network. And so then I completely deleted the network profile, told it to forget this network, all that stuff, did the troubleshooting for it, disabled and re-enabled the network card, flushed DNS, blah, 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 blah. And it still won't connect to my Wi-Fi. So now it's connected to the Ethernet cable that is normally plugged into the machine that you guys are watching me on. So I have no idea what's going to happen to my internet connection while I'm streaming. It's kind of scary. Yes, so Intune, I believe, is VPN thing. So yes, I am connected to VPN currently to get any group policy updates, etc., because I thought that might be an issue. And they use a different, no, they use Cisco, sorry. My HP workstation uses a different VPN client, but this one does use Cisco. I am on the stream that enforces that stuff. The other guy can see who is not compliant. Exactly. Reinstall Windows and call it a day. So anyway, I put in a service desk ticket, and the service desk ticket asked for contact information and availability. I put in my availability for Monday through Friday, 12:30 to 3, and mountain. Actually, I put 1 to 3 Mountain Time, and then my ticket gets put on hold because the person is like, I tried to contact you, but you didn't respond. Like, I have hours of availability. I even put the time zone because I know that you guys are not CONUS. So yeah. So Deflex is responding to Peter, or first Peter said Big Brother is watching, to Deflex. And at my place, we don't care for the most part. Then Deflex said to Peter, they sent me a laptop at work across the country, and it couldn't log in without being back in the corporate office. So the guy's like, just bring it next time you're down. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to be down for like a year. And then I reinstalled Windows and called it a day. All I had to do was convince the IT guy to give me the VPN software and cert, and I think he was happy that the problem went away. Then Peter said to Deflux, yeah, we have our people go to the nearby store and ship boxes if that kind of thing happens. And I'm like, I don't want to ship stuff back and forth with my client. So I avoided it at every cost. I'm like, I don't care. Like, I have another all-in-one PC that I test on as well, and it's got 4 gigabytes of RAM. And so on occasion, I will need to present from that machine over Zoom, and Visual Studio and Zoom running, plus the application running in debug mode. It doesn't work. So they're like, well, just next time you stop by the 4 gigs of RAM. Oh my gosh. Nice. Next time you stop by the office, which is over an hour away, then just bring it in with you and then have our hardware guy upgrade it for you. And I'm like, it's an all-in-one for one thing. So I don't even know if it can be upgraded. For 2, I don't care. I don't use that machine to develop on. I only test on that machine. Debugging is so much work in C#. I don't think so. It takes some getting used to. But yeah, Zixel sells some pretty smart things. It is a wireless access point. I know what Zixel is because we used to have Zixel brand modems at SBC Internet Services back in 2000. Ooh, that was a long time ago. Anyway. Anyway, it's a wireless access point that they've pre-configured to only connect to your company's network via VPN. And then you use a group policy to lock the allowed Wi-Fi network to that network, aka all traffic goes over HQ, and you can do all your stuff to it there. Yeah, so that's what my client computer uses, except that it's all software based. It's not an access point. It's just that once you connect to your Wi-Fi network, then it uses that as the only authorized access point that you can connect this workstation to, unless you get permissions, and then everything goes through the VPN. Which makes sense, which is, I mean, it's fine for me. And then Napalm responded saying, wait until you try doing Go or Node, then you'll appreciate it better. Peter said to Gilgamesh, I feel your struggles, I know your pain, but yeah, debugging is easy. And Gilgamesh said, share me your manual, sensei. You're crying out in anguish, and I hear you. Yeah, honestly, so it's definitely a pain point if you aren't used to doing debugging, especially if you're doing a multi-threaded application and you aren't familiar with working with thread pools and the parallel, what is that window called? Parallel stacks? Is that what it is? Anyway, it's the one that lets you see all of the threads that are running side by side with all of the processes that were spawned off of it. I might actually have it running on... No, I don't, because I'm in a different view. Or use command line debugger. Feel like a caveman. GDC? GDB? GDB? I can't remember what it was called. That was a long time ago for me. When I started programming in high school, VB6 and CC++, they never told us anything about a debugger, so for the longest time, I thought print lines were the only way. So yeah, I appreciate, dare I say, I love the C# debugger. Agreed. I'm on both sides though. So because we grew up with only being able to use print statements, essentially, we can use in hopefully the right scenarios console.writelines or debug.writelines. And then other times we know when we need to go in and do full debug attached, I think. All right. Cool. So I am going to do a little bit more work on this to get a couple more steps forward, and then we'll get back to chat. So right now I just told this thing to be input dirty false after pushing an operator during this handle clear clicked. And the first thing that I'm going to do is if not input dirty and op is not submit, then we're going to only set prev op equal to the operator that was pressed. So this is the case where we are just pushing one operator, or we're pushing one operator after the other. Okay, so the other thing would be, yeah, okay, so we still have an issue. The other thing would be, oh, that I need to return and do nothing else after that. All right, I think I did it. So let's run the test. I knew that there was another thing and my intuition was saying there is one more thing, but I have no idea what it is. So just keep talking until you see it. And then you'll say it out loud, and then it'll be like you were thinking about it the whole time, even though you weren't, but I was, says my intuition. All right. Tests running. Okay, test failed still. And the test failed because 3 of them failed. Oh, I was going to say I have 4 tests, don't I? Test failed because we expected -3 and we got a 1. So 1 times +3 should have given us 4. Why am I expecting -2 on that? I think I updated these to be times plus, and I didn't update my answers. Okay, so then 1 plus 2 should be 3 times plus 4 should be 7, and 3 plus 4, that is correct. 1 plus 2 times plus 4 should also be 7, and it should give us 3 plus 4. Okay, so those are good. I need to scroll up so I don't lose my place in chat. And then I will also try to keep an eye on the OBS window, which shows me the latest chat, in case there's anything that is like, hey, kid, look at me. Senpai, notice me. I'm telling you, these sarcastic comments are just rolling off. It's not my fault, it's this shirt. They're constantly loading, and since I have yield returns in this IEnumerable, they're just coming out while they're loading. And it's only half done loading too. There's still a lot more left. He's a grumpy Gus lion today. I am not grumpy. I'm not gonna lie, I am pretty frustrated, but I'm still having a lot of fun. So I hope you guys are having fun as well. I hope I'm not like just being a grump. I'm not being a pissy prude. I'm not being a grumpy Gus as much. Arigato deflux. No, yours. Not you, yours. Oh, it sounded like you're streaming tonight, though. I want to read that, but I also want to finish this one part, and then I will get back to chat. Maybe. Okay. Maybe's good enough. No commitments needed or required, or whatever other word means the same thing. So yes, we were expecting 4, we got 3. So why? What is exactly we are looking at? 1 times plus. Aha. The plus is not getting set as the active operator. Okay, so I think that was it. Let's run the test again. Yay, it passed. Okay, so what that means is now we can do 5 plus, I meant times, I meant minus, I meant divided by 0 equals, oh, can't divide by 0. Well, poop. Plus 1 equals times minus. Minus is what I said. Oh, the other thing is I'm not updating the formula, and I would like the formula to be updated too. How did it pass? Aha, okay. What would happen for a test that I push equals plus minus? Okay, then our value should still be 7, but our output should say 7 minus. So 1 plus 2 times, no wait, plus 4 is 7 equals, gives us 7, plus minus. Yeah, all right, do you pass? Oh no, oh no. Does not pass, as expected. So I need to get that to work, where my formula output needs to be updated. Oh gosh, that is so tiny. To read current value, op, get display text. Oh, now there's one more case that I just thought of testing. Okay, so if I do see this pass though, I'll catch up on chat. Or actually, I'm gonna write the next case and then I'll catch up on chat. Oh no, it did not pass. We expected 7. Display num output is going to be blank, because at this point our display num output is blank, but our actual value is the thing that we have. Yeah, so our input number display should be blank. That was correct. It was my test that was wrong. And then our expected value that's being stored, our expected underscore current value, is the thing that should be 7, which is what this thing is going to show us. Oh, come on. So my guess is there is no space at the end. Oh, poop. Pass. Okay, so the test actually worked. My implementation actually worked. It was just that I don't have a space afterwards, but there is a space after I push the equal sign. And there we go. Full test pass. Catching up on chat. Here we go. starting meow. This was after Napalm's statement about VB6 and C++ and not knowing anything about the debugger. Deflex said to Gilgamesh, I'm probably going to stream after work today, maybe, but if you stopping by the stream, I'm happy to share. And then Thindle said, smarts of the day, I'm swallowing tonight's sleeping pill with a Red Bull. Yeah, that sounds healthy. You're probably looking for someone to berate you for it, but you do you. You do you. But it takes like 4 to 5 hours to kick in properly with a Red Bull. I can be a human during the downtime until then. And then when the Red Bull wears off, then you will also have the crash from the Red Bull and the sleeping pill kicking in. Perfect timing. The intermediate window in Visual Studio also changed my life. I haven't really used it that much, but I have heard a lot of cool things that you can do with it. I can never remember where it is. It's like interactive. Wait, is that different than the interactive window? Because I'm thinking of the interactive window. What is the intermediate window? Please educate me. It's like having interactive REPL for your program. You can write your statement. Oh, yeah. So that's exactly what this is. So I don't know. I think we're talking about the same thing. Maybe. Then Thindle said to Napalm, I just wish it supported link queries so I could find stuff in my collections. Yeah. Doesn't support adding methods though, and each query is an anonymous method, delegate, action, function, etc. I also don't think it handles async either. Can't do await, but it is pretty cool. I think it has some link support. It's never stopped me anyway, that I recall. And then Napalm says, I agree. It's wonderful, but if you have a collection with 2,000 entries in it, it'd be nice to be able to filter it. I'm a grumpy Gus line today. All right, Napalm said, grrr. Is your grrr more of a canine grrr? Is it a feline grrr? Is it a grrr? Anyway, what's your grrr sound like? Microsoft still hasn't fixed the .NET 8 preview template for Blazor WASM. They aren't using a server, just a dev server like Create React App and stuff do. I want the option like we have for 7 to add server to the project if desired. You still have the option. I haven't really seen the .NET Preview 8's Blazor web project template options. They did say that they're going to add some things to it, and I can't remember what all they were. But if I recall, you will still have the opportunity to create a new Blazor WebAssembly project with it. So if you wanted, you could just create a Blazor WebAssembly project on the side and then delete the shared and client from it. Or just create an API project, which is kind of the same thing. ASP.NET Core Web API. But yeah, it would be nice if the template gave you the opportunity to have a hosted API checkbox and create it for you and do all of the hookups. Something about the old setup doesn't behave with the 8, the joys of preview bits. And then Deflex said to Thindle, nah, you need a double shot espresso followed by a Rockstar energy drink with 5 shots of vodka. Oh man, immediate window is like OG VB cred. Control Alt is at an L or an I. Oh no! Allow. Okay, I allowed it. There it is. Thank you. So yes, the immediate window. Is this also the one? So the interactive window, that I just had up, is that the one that allows you to run Visual Studio commands? Like edit? No, this is the one that I was thinking of. Maybe it's not. This is the one that allows you to change Visual Studio settings. I don't know. I don't remember what this one does. I've already forgotten now. Dang it. I saw Mads Christensen, his talk on the Visual Studio updates. And he talked about using, it was either the immediate window or this interactive window. I can't remember. It's a Sasquatch girl. And hello, President, not sure. So more like a bear. Then you'll be up and down for the up and down time. Yeah, that'd be crazy. That'd be terrible. Blech. Maybe the intermediate window gives you the context of your code. It does. It definitely does during debugging. And I've used it before. Intermediate window is available only during debugging. Oh yeah, that's probably why I couldn't see it in here, maybe. Because I wasn't in debug mode, but yes. Intermediate window. Man, Twitch chat does not love the word nougat. No, it doesn't. It hates it. Hate it. And Max is here. Just for you, Max. I think just for you. There you go. From Max to us. Does the C# interactive window load your project and you get packages? Immediate window is for debugging. Set a breakpoint and run arbitrary code mid debugging session. Yep. Yeah. Okay. I do remember that. I still do most of it using the watch. My watch list, because that one does let me do link. I want to know about C# interactive though. Okay, cool. Well, I just got my test to pass. Let me write my, let me commit this, and then I'll write my next thing that I want to find out what should happen. But this is implemented multiple consecutive operations. Clicked. Selected. Okay, and then my next test that I want is what happens if I now push the equal sign after this. And I really don't know what's going to happen here. I think it's going to do 7 here and then have it be 7 minus 0 equals. No, it's supposed to perform the latest active operator. So 3 is what this thing should do. I'm just going to run this test to see if it works. And then we will discover together what C# interactive does. An advanced read eval print loop REPL editor. We can use this window for code testing. It gives us the flexibility of testing programs without compiling. We will look at that. Where's the most recent? Yeah, I'm going to look for that first because that's where I saw something that I want to double check to see if that's the thing that happened. Leave history off. Leave history off. There's a reason history is off. What is it called? It is called Gosh, what channel even was that? It was definitely this month. Wasn't it? Oh well. This is probably the same talk. He does like to talk about the same things. Improve speeds. Hello again, Max. Parallel stacks was the thing that I was trying to tell you about earlier with multi-threading. Hello, Tyron. Konnichiwa. Here it is. This is the one I was looking for. It was right here. No, it wasn't. It kind of bites because he doesn't have this one. What is it called when you do the thing? Bookmarked, time-stamped, whatever. Hey, look, Copilot. Whoa, whoa! I got a new phone. What kind of phone did you get? Excuse me. Ow. It's 8 a.m. I mean 8 p.m. It's 3 a.m. I must be lonely. We said good morning. Mads gives me a panic attack. I try watching his videos when I'm working because this is how, like, the reason that I prefer watching videos over reading stuff is because I can have audio coming into my ears, understand and process that on that it's pretty much a thread pool that handles that entire process with my eyes and hands processing the code that I'm writing. Write your entire program in the intermediate window. But yeah, he does a lot of backtracking, or I don't really know how to explain what he does because it just gives me a panic attack. But he gives so much good information. Really, I'm just killing time until someone else figures out what the immediate window does. Not immediate, interactive window. Aw. Maybe it was close to the beginning. I don't know. But he's like, did you know that you can do that? You can change your font size, you can change your font colors, pretty much anything you can do with the menus, you can do in this, whatever the tool window was that he was talking about. This is a really cool thing though, .http files and being able to use those as your API tester. Oh, that's so good. And then tunneling, oh, dev tunnels. I am so looking forward to using dev tunnels. I don't know about you guys, but what does my web app look like on my phone in debug? Yeah, dev tunnels, man. Oh. Okay, and then we started there. So I'm not going to find it if I didn't find it by then. So has anyone found an answer to what the C# interactive tool window does for us? Thindle's back, and he's added calories to his belly. So that means you didn't read Deflex's message above. So scroll up to Deflex's message on what he recommended you do in order to really, really emphasize the effect that it seems like you're going after. Case preserving, find and replace is nice. Yeah. Oh man. My favorite find and replace thing in Visual Studio is regex. Oh man. I love the regex find and replace. Even if you're just trying to add a carriage return at the end of a line or standardize the number of spaces in every single file or whatever you happen to be doing. Oh, it's so good. So good. Chapters. Chapters is what it's called. Thank you so much, President Usher. Write your entire program in the intermediate window. And it was an iPhone 14 Pro. That means that you are AR ready. Oh man, cool. What am I specifically looking for? What is the C# interactive tool? What does it do for us? What can we do with it? Like right now, do we have our entire project loaded into here and I could do something like create a new calculator? No. Would I have to do using Finan Man? No. Yeah, so you can even see that my assemblies aren't loaded into this. So I really don't know what that's for yet. It's delightful. I have a C# REPL I found somewhere. So yeah, maybe this is just a way for you to write a full entire C# project. I don't know, using system.diagnostics. And then that gave me a loading. So this kind of feels like the intermediate window, but just as a C# editor or C# REPL only. Kind of like if you were using DevTools. Well, that's a lie too, because DevTools also knows about your context, your JavaScript context. But this is completely isolated. It doesn't have any of your project in it. Yeah. Yes. Immediate window, not intermediate. I'm talking about C# interactive. Or was I saying intermediate because I read Napalm saying intermediate? Intermediate. Yeah. Okay. So I read intermediate. I should have been saying immediate. I apologize, live coding. Thank you for fixing me. Okay, Tyrant says I made a full Blazor app with Fluxor. If you guys don't know what Fluxor is, it is the first party, what is it called? Fluent UI? Implementation. No, Fluxor is, is it just called Flux? It's been such a long time since I thought about the app, the state management library for Redux. It's kind of like Redux from what I understand, but for Blazor. I'm sure I'll see it later in chat when I catch up. So I helped someone use DevTunnels when they were trying to connect their Android app to their own API. Awesome. Yeah, so I think that's what I need to do for this Maui project. When I'm targeting Android, I need to have some kind of tunnel set up. And then Peter says regarding DevTunnels, you can do ngrok now though. You could have always done ngrok. Just for like maximum of 2 minutes at a time before it breaks. All right, regex or reggex? It's regex. It really should be regex though, because regular expressions, but I say regex. It's so much tastier to say. It feels good on my tongue. Regex find and replace, and I said regex is the true dark side. I think DevTunnels lets you do the same thing as ngrok. I don't know how ngrok works. I just know the concept is essentially you open up a port on your computer that communicates specifically with someplace in the web, and then something else talks to that someplace in the web, which forwards the request to your machine. So it's kind of like having a port forwarding out there in the internet. It's just that instead of needing your router to be set up to allow a port to go through, your firewall to be set up to allow a port to be open, you are creating a direct connection to this site out there in the interwebs, and then everything is requesting to the site, and then it's going to your direct computer that way. But yeah, we're all Sith Lords here. All right, Thindle has a bit of a general question for the group. Since I am poop, I am Groot at design, and that's an actual fact, not something I say to put myself down. I agree. I am terrible at doing design work. I'm getting a little bit better. I want to be much better. I'm trying to build a site with material design. Well, there's your no. But I keep ending up with boxes inside of boxes where I have a box in the back group and then boxes for the list items, think blog posts and appearances. So anyone have any ideas on how to avoid this, or how to do this in a way that looks all right? The answer is you go to material.io, you read their docs, they tell you how exactly you're supposed to design layouts. Yeah. I haven't used material principles specifically. Yes, you and I are both very similar in that regard, Thindle, though. Thindle said, I am great at implementing a design, but actually deciding what it should look like is hard. I agree. All right, Releasey or just Lacey says, it looks like just a general quick console like Python's, I forget what you call it, REPL. REPL is the word you're looking for. Seems like basically a terminal window. Yeah, it says loading context for some reason. Oh, did you see that in the bottom left? Some sort of .rsp file. Yep. I did see the RSP in the this part right here. So yeah, I think you're right. It's just we have an isolated C# compiler-ish type thing, as if you went to C# fiddle, .NET fiddle, and you change it over to C#, and it's kind of like doing this essentially, except that it will execute each line as you type it. So then what do you do if I do public class program? Oh, cool. It does multi-line. Public static void main console right line. Oh, what are you doing with this? Submit that. And then what happens if I do new program? Old equals new program. Old dot. Yeah, anyway, yeah, makes sense though. It's just a sandbox where you can write C# code. Submission number 1. I don't know what that means. Either way, we blame Napalm. It says loading context for some file. Yeah, we talked about that. It's basically a terminal window where you can write code and it gets executed at the place where you've stopped at a breakpoint. Night. Not the C# interactive window, but immediate window, yes. Or immediate tool. Maybe that's how you add the context you want to the interactive window. Fluxor's Redux for Yay! Redux store for Blazor. I was right. Yay, I remembered a thing all on my own. So you can use it to look at values and change them. Yes, immediate window. But we're talking about the C# interactive window. And Lisi, thank you so much for showing that little logo. That's the only one that, or emoji, that's the only one that we created. I was starting to create some more emojis, but I'm terrible at this. So then I tried to get AI to create it for me, and no, not good. Not good. So I'm going to modify some of the ideas that the AI gave me and create it myself. Looks like it does exactly what I want, but it does need autocomplete. I saw autocomplete. Or not autocomplete, you're right. Autocomplete is different than the suggestion list. And you can't go up and edit anything. So if I try to do another public class program, is it going to be angry at me? It's not going to be angry at me. And it's not going to be angry at me for declaring the same variable. And there is no such thing as doing the previous, so you have to type it all again. Public class program, public string, say hello. Return hello. Bulb equals new program. I just pushed semicolon and it closed that off for me. Hold dot say hello. And we get nothing. Debug dot write line. Hold dot say hello. This is how I learn about things. This is how I figure out how they work. Console write line. Say hello. Aha. Okay, so you can use just regular write line because you get system.console for free, it looks like. I'm a taco. Okay, anyway, that was fun. We found stuff. For saying intermediate instead of immediate. We're both blaming you for that. ngrok is nice because it supports HTTPS, so you can use it for testing webhooks, calling to your local box. Can you not do that with dev tunnels that we now have in Visual Studio, whatever? Dude, this is an instance where I would want a break button on my keyboard. So if I turn dev tunnels on, like if I created a dev tunnel right now, then I could run the app on my computer and you could all access it. And it has limits on it. You know, you can only use or have so many hits to it and stuff. Maybe we'll experiment with that. We'll see what it's like to turn dev tunnels on and have you all hit the financial management calculator running on my machine. But yeah, I think it does. I think it just runs the app as is. It gives us a unique URL that is HTTPS. It'll be a temporary one. It'll be private access, which will only be given to you guys. Public is not recommended. So yeah, maybe we'll play around with that and see. New program.main. I want to see what that does. So let's go back to you. And it wouldn't be new program.main, would it? It would just be program.main. Yeah. Because static method. Thank you, Tyron. Hunka Tyron. So we have learned what the C# interactive window does. So that begs the question, what exactly was I thinking of as far as a window that Mads showed off that allows you to access pretty much anything that you can access using your menus in Visual Studio. Command window. It's called the command window. So if you desired a way to just start typing the commands, aka command window, that you can bind your keyboards to, keyboard dot keys to. So all of these here you can use in the command window. Or use the command palette, which is way better. How do we get to the command palette? Did I spell palette wrong? I always do. No idea how to get to the command palette. I pushed enter. Oh, so specifically this thing up here. Okay. My bag. Yeah, I do like this thing much better. I use this more often than anything. You were using it. Ironic, isn't it? Isn't it? Okay. Okay. I'm curious to know what our calculator does. Ooh. What our calculator does. Deep irony. 1 plus 4 times minus times plus equals. Okay, so we'll still be I don't like that. I honestly don't know what that should do, what I'm expecting it to do. What should that do? Does anyone have any thoughts? So if I put in some combination of numbers and then I push operator, 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 and then I push the equal sign. Technically it did good, just should show the number itself. Okay, all right, I like that a lot. So 8, and then you push all of these operators, and then you push the equal sign, it should just show 8 back. I like that a lot. Okay, so in this case, we would have 1 plus 2, and then when we push the next operator, this calculation will happen. So we have 3, we say times, and then we say, no, I meant plus 4, which will give us 7. And then we push plus minus, and then the equal sign should give us 7 back. And then our output should say 7 equals, which will be essentially what Lisi just put, 8 equals 8. So 7 equals 7. I like that a lot. Cool. So let's make that happen in the next 6 minutes. And the way that we're going to do that is, if not input is dirty, then we have 2 cases here. We have, I'm going to use a switch because I'm lazy. Case where the operator is submit, break. Actually, yes, return afterwards. And then the case the default case, which is any other operator was pressed. Okay, so real quick, just to make sure I didn't break any of the other test cases, I'm going to comment this one out. Make sure that the test pass. I heard a new versions of Java updated Switch and they recommend it, using it. Okay, I'll keep that in mind next time I have to work in Java. However, I don't plan on that. Or I guess I do, kind of. I still do have my own Lineage 2 server that I like to mess around with on occasion. Written in Java. Okay, so let's implement this so that the test passes. Oh no, oh no. Right. It did. I could have sworn that I saw this thing green for a second. Our empty, I just changed all of my empty displays to be end non-breaking space so that this thingy wouldn't collapse on itself. And it was purely for a styling reason. So because it's purely for a styling reason, I really should do this using CSS. Dagnabbit. Okay, so we'll tackle that later since it is a different concern. Okay, one more time. Let's make sure that this test passes as is, and then we will uncomment this and then implement it. Okay, so this time it is green for sure. Dirty input. Ooh. That's how I always read that. This input's dirty. Okay. If we are submitting, then our number output. Oh man, but here's one thing. What do you call displayed num output equals current value. Here's the thing that I'm thinking of though, and I'll tell you in a second what it is. Excuse me, you're supposed to be able to take a decimal. Oh, this is nullable. All right. Formula output. I guess in both cases, well, dang it. In both cases, formula output is going to be the current calculated value equal sign, or whatever it's called, operator. So let's just keep you there. And then we don't change the active operator or the previous operator, or do we? When we do our regular submit, we don't clear the last operator. We don't clear active operator. Okay, so here is one thing that's going to break. Our pressing the equal sign consecutive times is no longer going to perform the previous operation. Repeatedly. And so this test, why are you passing? How did that test pass? It didn't rerun. That's how it passed. But what if it just does the normal equal sign thing? Okay, that's a consideration. Build. You're right. You are absolutely right. Well, that's going to be really, really hard to brain. Oh man. Okay, I like your thought. As far as this should be the normal equal sign, consecutive equal sign logic, but using the most recently selected operator. Current, so active operator. Maybe. Instead of repeating the last, there's no Q in consecutive. Yes, there is. Where do you see a Q anyway? Oh, consecutive. Okay. I'm awake. So I kind of like it that when you push a number input operator equals. Yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. I like this a lot. The thing that's missing though is my displayed output. Is my formatted. Wait, how? Yeah, I don't know why I'm not getting my displayed num output. Because I'm now breaking instead of returning. Okay. Oh, yeah, man. This is really hard. I really want this logic to still happen. I don't know. I kind of like that. We'll see what happens if we do this. That is bad. That is really bad. But anyway, we'll fix the Oh no. Oh no. I didn't know that you were saying that as it was something that you thought was how it was spelled. I did not. I'm sorry. I apologize for any inconvenience it may have caused you. Anyway, that we'll definitely do this, but I really, really appreciated your thought on what we should do when we push multiple operators in a row and then the equal sign without inputting any numbers. So I think we're going to go with that. We're going to make this happen. Maybe first thing on Friday, but Friday's community day, so we probably won't be working on any of this code. But that said, I'm going to hop on over to this scene, like a magic, which is my ending scene because I am done for the day. Streaming, that is. I need to get back to work. But you guys have been amazing, wonderful people. I love hanging out with you. Thank you for being here. We are going to raid out once I find who all is, hello Twitch, who all is currently, yay. Okay, someone that I have not raided in quite a while, who I just have always enjoyed hanging out on his stream, lurking. I lurk everywhere. I'm a lot like Peter. I do interact a little bit more often, but anyway, you guys might know him. He is a Unity game dev creating this amazing looking game. At least in my opinion, it is amazing looking. His name is Simple Game Dev. Before I do that though, here is a shout out for Thindle, who has been hanging about and just chatting with us, and he will probably be streaming later today. Maybe. Wait, no, that was Deflex. Deflex will probably be streaming later today. But talking about Thindle, he is also a .NET developer who does a lot of fun stuff with migrating legacy code to upgrading it to working with latest technologies and just being an all-around amazing person when he's not berating himself. I could do without that part. Other than that, you're really amazing, cool people. So yeah, check out Thindle. If you aren't following him, you had the opportunity to push the heart button above. And then whenever the cooldown happens, I will do a shout out for Deflex as well, who is the one that might be streaming later today. He has been doing a lot of stuff with, in 1 minute. He's been doing a lot of stuff with Azure lately and setting up a whole bunch of cool things. He's also messing around a little bit with AR, the MRTK, and using the WebView control in a HoloLens app using Unity. But the person that we're going to rate though is Simple Game Dev, who is again a Unity developer working on this amazing game. I absolutely love his vibe. He's got some really cool skills in Unity. The way that he thinks about things and considers all the things is amazing. So if you aren't into game developers, you don't have to come, but I definitely invite you. Hang out with us there. I'll be lurking on his channel. And I don't know if I waited long enough. Shout out. I can't take that serious with that t-shirt. There's so much you don't know whether I'm being sarcastic or just a douche. I mean, genuine is what I meant to say. Here's a shout out for Deflex Streams, maybe? Yay! All right, so if you have not followed Deflex, there's your opportunity. Check him out. He may stream later today, but whenever you do get to catch him, they're great streams. They're usually too late for me to actually interact with. I'm usually over there doing other work away from my computer. So anyway, okay, that's going to be it for me for today though. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Why does the countdown timer look like it's... Here we go. Wait, it counted down and we're still here. Probably because of the shout out. Okay, volume. I'll be back again tomorrow. This video will be posted to YouTube no sooner than 24 hours after the stream ends. Ciao.